Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Hello. Happy Wednesday.
What's good?
What's going on, y'all? Hope you guys had a good couple of days. Welcome to Schmack Attack with G and Vin,
Schmack Attack.
where we discuss random topics while Schmack on that good shit.
THC.
Yeah, man. You already know we're a happy married couple. Woo. Happy married.
Happily married.
That I'm already smacked. Happily married couple. And our views differ. So you know what? Go grab your smoke or your drink of choice and sit back while we talk and debate comedically on those hot pressing issues.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What's up, guys? What's up?
What's good?
It's been
It's G and Vin, by the way.
yes.
G
Been
for goat.
oh man, you know, like people are definitely wondering like why G and Vin, but you should have listened to the first episode.
Hey, I just put this together. The initials G and Vin could stand for God Valley. Bars.
I don't know about that one though. Yeah, that's kind of a
Think
stretch.
about it. Think about it. So,
Take a second, y'all. We'll give it to you. Ain't bad, we're back.
you know, it's the third episode.
It is.
And a bunch of stuff happened since episode 2.
Yes,
This
guys.
one's gonna be a mixed bag.
Yeah, first and
Lot of
foremost,
topics.
so sorry about that. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you haven't, hit that subscription button, that
We're up
notification
to
bell.
6. Got 6
Woo.
subscribers, 6 subs.
See if we could get you guys. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear more of. But this was a crazy week. We had a really crazy week. We've been trying to record this episode, I feel like, for the past
I want to say
5 days or something.
it's been a challenge. You know, stuff happens, life happens, and you just don't get around to it. But it doesn't mean that we haven't been taking notes and keeping track of what's going on,
For real.
so we can bring it live
For you.
with that in-depth point of view for our audience.
So in depth. So much. So much so that we had to get smacked for it. And had our munchies.
Smack.
And, well, yeah. So, anywho.
Hey, let me ask
We
you
talk-
something.
yeah.
What celebrity would you smash if there were a 20-year age gap? Who would be your pick?
20 years.
20 years. 20 years older.
Okay, so I'm 34.
Older. Not
And
young.
44, 50. So 54. Man, look at asking questions and you don't even know how old these people be.
Sheesh.
My guy would be Pedro from The Mandalorian and The Last of Us. God, I love him. But I know he's not 54.
He's a young buck.
He's
Still a young buck.
he's still a young buck. He has my heart, y'all. He has my heart. Little give me some, yes to The Mandalorian clapping hand emoji in the comments because he is the bomb.
Sound effect.
Love him. But it has to be my all-time favorite crush since I was a kid. And that's, Morris Chestnut.
Gee, I wouldn't have thought that.
He would. Stop. I'm
Yeah,
predictable, but
yeah.
hey, how could I not pick him? Like how could I not? Like that, you guys have to understand. I did not watch a lot of crazy movies when I was younger, and there was only so many African American movies that we watched because we watch mostly Spanish TV and stuff and action movies. So once I saw him, and I was like, oh, I love him.
That's a good question. What was the first movie you seen him in that you remember?
I want to say it was The Best Man because that's the first thing I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah, it had to because my mom watched it. And that's how she had it on, or my aunt had it on, and that's how I ended up seeing it. And I was like, who is that? I was hooked. I don't know how old I was, can't recall, because I have no idea when that movie came out. But I do know for a fact that that was the movie.
Hey, the first time I seen him, it was Under Siege 2
Under Siege?
with Steven Seagal.
My father loved him. I must have seen that.
That's a deep cut right there.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie. My mother and my father are going to be like, we always watch Steven. So they loved all the action movies.
Hey, look, even though Steven Seagal might be a phony, he might be, you know.
Might.
His karate credentials are a little suspect.
A little
you know.
sus.
You know, a couple. Because
Steven Seagal's that person with the cigar in his mouth doing fucking like kickbacks and kicking, fighting three niggas.
Hey, look, man. Look, man. They say Steven Seagal has a huge fucking ego, and I don't listen. I believe it.
He looks it. But so does you know who else looks like they have an ego? What's his name? Van Damme, John Von Claude, not Van Damme, Von Claude.
You're mixing his name up, man.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude.
You know, Bloodsport, man.
I don't remember those movies' names, and forgive
Double
me, but
Impact.
I didn't watch all of them.
He played himself. He played that movie was kind of dope because it was basically twin brothers, and he played both brothers
In the blue and the black, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
Some weird shit like that.
and they
yeah.
were from fucking rival forces, and it was kind of like a Romeo and Juliet, like, oh, you know, we reconnected, let's team up and take down the bad guy.
You know what's terrible?
Love those movies.
Guys, I might have to sit down and watch all these movies, because to tell you the truth, there's so many that I know my mother and my dad would watch in the background, but we weren't allowed to watch them. So like, I know certain scenes, but I don't really like know the full story of it, because I do remember the one that she would have on replay, or we watched it one weekend, like back to back when we rented it, was when he what was it, where his wife was like gonna burn up in a fire. He just kept coming back to try to save her.
Time Cop?
Time Cop, yes, thank you.
That was, towards like, not the end of his career, because, Van Damme is still making flicks.
Is he really?
Yeah, in Europe, in France,
wow,
overseas. He's still making movies. But like Time Cop was kind of like at the end of his peak back in the 90s. Like when I think of Van Damme, I'm thinking about Bloodsport. I'm thinking about his fucking Double Impact. I'm thinking about Universal. Was he in Universal Soldier? I think he was. But he did a lot of those fucking action flicks, man.
Yeah, those action flicks back then were legit.
Where's the action flicks at, man?
We got Fast and Furious.
Sheesh,
You didn't hear?
Man.
I
Get
Am
out of
Groot
here with that shit.
That's gonna be the next one. Fast and Furious and Guardians of the Galaxy unite for an all special I Am Groot. Too fast, too furious.
I'm good.
So fast you can't see me. Amazingly fast, I can escape a prison, rob 40,000 different people, and still be alive to make this movie and talk about it's all about family. All about family and who you love and what you do to get here. Like,
look, Vin Diesel should be thanking the stars that nobody called him out on his fucking trash acting. He can't act for nothing.
He does the same role. He does such bad acting that they made him a damn tree.
They basically gave him the Rock treatment. Look, just play yourself, man.
At this
any
point,
role we throw at you, you're fumbling. Just be Vin Diesel
for
and everything.
Real. The Rock did have, like, in the beginning of, at his peak career for me, he had some moments where I was like, oh, I see some versatility, like little hints in him. But he went straight back to just being The Rock. It was just like, okay.
you know, he has a good personality.
He does.
But
He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad
there's
guy at all.
it's not easy to be versatile, you know. Not
Mm.
everybody can be Johnny Depp out there. Just, you know, if you're good at one thing, just keep at it.
Speaking of Johnny, he's supposed to be. He didn't. He. I think he passed on that Pirates role. And there's somebody else. They announced who it was that was going to be stepping in his place, and now
Yeah,
I
it's gonna be a
forgot.
lady.
No, it's
She,
not going to be a lady. It's going to be a guy, but it's a good
I
actor.
think I look. No, I think I read somewhere it's gonna be a female that replaces him.
No, stop it.
I don't know,
Stop, please, because I'm over
but
all of that. Um, but
oh, they're
yeah,
replacing Spider Man too. They're
yeah,
replacing
there
Tom
was.
Holland with what's her name? The chick from Euphoria.
Oh
Sweeney?
no, not the sister.
Sweeney, what's her name? Sweeney.
The one who
Help
plays
me
her
out
sister, right? I don't know her name. The one who was in The Last of Us in that scene with Ellie, right? That's the one you're talking
No,
about?
no, no. The blonde haired chick, the one who was sleeping with the
Oh,
boyfriend.
yes.
Sweeney. What's her
Yes.
name?
I forgot her name. Oh, I like that.
Help me
That
out
might
here,
be
baby.
something good. I really do like her.
The
Even
audience
though
wants to know who I'm talking about.
her name
But
was
yeah, they just announced that
Sydney Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney. That's what. So
That's who played Cassie, y'all.
Cassie, yeah, Cassie from Euphoria.
She got backlash for something. I don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
man, she's wild. Virgo chick, you know, Virgo chicks out there. Just be careful when you're behind on social media typing, man, because you know woo, shoot yourself in the foot there. But she's supposed to be replacing Tom Holland as the new Spider. I don't know if she's gonna be Spider Gwen or
Oh, okay.
Spider Woman or whatever, but they're trying to. That's the direction
I could see her as Spider
Marvel
Gwen.
wants to go. Yeah,
She might do
whatever.
it. You give her some credit. She might surprise us better than Homegirl who played Captain Marvel.
Brie Larson.
Oh my
Sheesh.
God, I can't even stand her.
Terrible choice. I always thought that was I was like, what's her name from The Good Place?
Oh,
Can I remember these actresses' names?
oh God,
Excuse me,
she's. What the hell's her name?
just look it up.
You know,
I always
me. I
thought,
like to try to get the brain working, but
Yeah, I don't know.
he's
Yeah, she I think she would have been a suitable Captain Marvel.
she would have been great.
She's a little
Kristen
too-
Bell.
Kristen Bell, but she's a little too short. But, you know, with CGI or whatever, to make her look a little bigger.
Yeah,
And she's likable.
she's very
And she's
likable.
funny. I thought that would have been the
She's very
perfect
likable.
choice, you know. But they went with, you know, they want to go
And
with
they
Brie
brought Brie, and
Larson.
God, she fucked it up.
She's just such.
I mean,
And-
even for people who don't read comic books, 'cause I didn't read
She's
Captain Marvel.
insufferable.
I just was like, when I saw it, I said, "Wow, I hate her
She's not likable.
so much."
She's not a likable person, you know. She does okay as far as an actress, but she's just so full of herself and insufferable and narcissistic. You're just like, get over yourself, lady.
But you have people. You always have people like that when it comes
Be
to
a little more
acting.
humble, though.
You can't expect that's been going on since acting's been happening in the 50s. You've always had those women who were Marilyn Monroe. The women who were just, oh, I'm everything, and then a fucking nutcase, and entitled sometimes. I love Marilyn. I'm not trying to use her as an example because I know she had mental illness, but you always had someone who became famous and was just a bitch and had no type of humbleness to them.
Yeah,
So,
and
she's the one, unfortunately, and she got lucky and made it. Good for
I don't
you.
think she's making it though, because
No, she fucked up. Yeah, she.
they did a screen test of Captain Marvel 2
Mhm.
with all the different Marvels because you got the Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel,
Right.
and Monica Rambeau, the black chick.
Oh, the black.
So they're all
Yeah, I
gonna
don't know
be
how I
in
feel
one
about
little
her.
flick together. And from the results of the screen test, people were like, "Man, we're not really liking Brie Larson that much." They
Mm.
they like Miss Marvel. They like the young Indian chick. They were digging her the most. Miss Brie, they weren't really. We can skip her. And we don't really need her in there, but we like Miss Marvel. We like Monica Rambeau. We're good with that.
Right. At this point, she had a cameo. She had her movie. She had a little thing in Avengers. Now, don't try to continue her story. Let her stay amongst the worlds no one knows about. And
Yeah,
just be
let's
traveling.
just pop. If she has to be in it, she pops in at the end, saves the day, and then
And goes about her
goodbye.
business.
Because we don't need a whole movie with you.
We don't need the bickering, not the bickering, but the playful. That's not
The
playful.
passive aggressive
Yeah.
stabs. No, we're good.
The women are here and leaders bullshit. Like, we don't need all that from her because she's terrible at
Yeah.
delivering anything.
It always comes. She always has that resting bitch face, and it's always
Yes.
like. Remember in that scene in the Avengers
Like RBF.
when she was it Avengers? No, it wasn't. It was It was
It was
Infinity War.
no.
Because after the end of Captain Marvel, it was leading up to Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
She comes in.
Right.
Was it Infinity? Yeah, they built her up in Infinity War, then
Yeah,
And
because
then-
she pops up as a camel, I think, in the one part.
and then Endgame she comes
Endgame,
and
yeah.
she helps take out Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, she even when she was introduced to the Avengers, she was like, Thor, I'm the strongest, right? She's like,
straight up.
I'm more powerful than you, right? Even though you're a god, I'm more powerful. I was like, you really gonna
Come
okay.
for him like that,
Like-
yeah. I was hoping that Thor would have just took the hammer
and just bashed the head in
yeah.
like, shut up.
As like a playfulness, guys. It's
Yeah.
a playfulness,
Playful, but
Because
yeah,
to
just
continue it, but to be like, because that's what a guy would really do. Be like, you got me fucked up, and then
foolish mortal.
and hit her.
Let the god smite you.
Exactly.
But
Because he didn't even know her, so he could have been anything. He could have, because that's what they made this store into, anyways. A guy who does
a joke.
Yeah, basically. So now,
What's the name? Chris Helmworth?
yeah.
I got a bone to pick with you, dude.
Why?
You know
Leave
what,
him
man?
alone.
That last store,
Oh God. I mean, I didn't like it.
my God.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like him, but
You-
I thought
you
he
owe
was
an
funny.
apology to the fans.
I don't think it
dude.
was his fault though. I don't blame him. I don't
I blame-
him.
you know how I
because I
blame
think he did well and he was funny when he needed to be funny. It was the writing and where the story was
You know
going.
what though? I can't let him off the hook because of that freaking interview you did with what magazine was that? Variety. He basically said that him and the director they basically said that they want Thor to remain comedic and kind of silly, He's like, and Chris was like riding with it. He's like, yeah, let's, I don't want to do a serious Thor. Let's keep him comedic and light and goofy. I love it.
I get
So
it.
Chris,
You don't get it.
You made Thor a joke, dude.
Stop.
You made him a joke.
You're being too hard on him.
Nah,
I
man,
completely
I can't.
get what he's saying. Because when you think about the
You
Thor,
co-signing that?
no, I'm saying when you think about Thor and all the emotions since he's been starting as Thor, all the different emotional roller coasters that he has played as a serious, from like, his mom died, all of that stuff. He's been serious in all the beginning movies, and it wasn't until like I forget which one. It was one of the ones where he got fat and he was all
It's
depressing. He was funny and people loved the funny version. When you're gonna do that many movies like Vin Diesel does with Fast and Furious, you don't want to become stagnant in the role. So might be like, oh, it's time for it to be comedic anyways. It's time for a different
I
door for me to
mean,
like
but it's
move
a
up.
complete departure from the character that was established in the comics of Marvel. You know, they took him from, I'm not saying that Thor doesn't like have any humor in the comic. He'll crack a joke, but he's about his business. He's not a goofball. He's not a dude to be like just taken lightly, and he's respected. And the way they portrayed him, they made him to be like a dumb jock who just happens to, you know, be a god. He's like, oh, you're an idiot, but okay. And the way he just let the black chick Valkyrie just lead, and he's like, yeah, I just want to just, I don't know.
He explains it though.
It's stupid, dude. It's just terrible writing, man. I
There
can't
you
get
said
behind it.
It's terrible writing. It's not his fault though, because he's probably like, yeah, like I want to do a different version of the character, so I don't end up being like Vin Diesel on on Thor 5500, still playing him the same way.
Nah, he could've-
Even Robert Downey Jr. did it with Iron Man. He was
But look-
completely different.
But he took him in a logical, it made sense, the direction he took Iron Man in. But the direction they're going with Thor is just, it doesn't make any sense. I was like,
Give it
why
a
are you
chance.
going from a semi-serious god who, who had a sense of humor, he cracked some jokes, but he didn't act like a moron. Then it's like you made him stupider over the course of all his movies. If you watch it, if you look at it that way, it's like, yo, he's getting dumber and dumber and dumber. I was like, what are y'all doing?
No, don't
you
look at
see
it like that. That's terrible.
Do you see the way? Come on, man.
He started off like a high school teenager,
And then
running in a buck and
It's
not
like the
wanting to
Benjamin
listen.
Button effect. It's like he's going to
He
a
is.
toddler. It's like, dude.
Maybe he's that for him to flourish into another. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna give him a chance, right? Because I didn't like the last Thor. I did not, guys. But
God.
but I do still don't think it was his fault, and that's my thing. That I'm like, you know what?
I can't let him off the hook because my man over at DC, Henry Cavill, who played Superman,
Yeah.
he was in The Witcher as the main character, and he actually left that show. He said, look guys, I can't do it. This is departing way too much from the original game. I don't like where the story's going, and I'm not with it. And he dipped. So
Really?
an actor has, if they're a big enough part of a franchise or a movie, they can say, look, if I'm gonna be playing this character, it's got to be this way.
Well, now you going into, we don't know that world, so who knows? Because
Well,
over there they'd be like
that's what happened though.
some shadiness be
Facts.
happening, like, and blackmailing. But I mean, listen, it's a job, right? It's no for me. It's no different to him. It's just a job. It's another job, and it's a decent one. And he wants to do something different. We do it all the time.
Yeah.
You think half of us want to work in the job that we working in? No, but it's a job. Everybody says it. You like your job? It's a job. It's like, oh yeah, you just working for the money. He working for the money then. He's like, I know how much I'm gonna get paid. I know this will continuously sustain. I want to make it some humor.
but-
Fine, I'll be on board. Maybe. And then you have people, like you said, who get up and like, no. I think Brad Pitt's another one who's like that. Like, a lot of them will be like, have some pull into what their character plays, and and be more involved, but who
Well,
knows?
it's different from like, okay, if we're talking about somebody like, who's a minor character in the MCU? If we're talking about like somebody like Peggy Peggy Carter's character versus Chris Evans, who has way more pull.
Right.
Chris Evans says, "Look, guys, Captain America is not going to go evil. With this, we should keep him in this direction because that's what I like." You think they're gonna say no to Chris? You're like, okay, Chris.
Yeah,
you're
they
the
might.
franchise.
No, because you have a lot of people who pull on how that movie is made and how those characters are made, are portrayed. So yeah, they if they didn't stand for it, of course they would be like, yeah, Chris, I hear you, but you know, the our producers over here and the director over here and this guy over here and VP over here wants this, and he's like, no, but I think we need to keep it the way we're keeping it. They go back and forth for a while before they can. They don't. Of course, they
Yeah,
say
but
no.
ultimately they bend to the actor. If you have enough star power,
They try if
fine.
they think they don't have enough. Right. They rule out the pros and cons. Can we find a replacement? What will the audience do? You know what I'm saying? How much of an impact is it if we say no? This is where we're taking it, and you either are eye to eye with us or not.
And I'm not saying every actor or actress has this ability.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a select few. It's
Yeah.
only, if you're not Leonardo DiCaprio, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth,
A lot-
Idris Elba.
There's a lot of
Denzel.
people. There's a lot of
It's
people
not
that.
a lot. This is a very selective club here. If you're not one of these guys,
Yeah,
don't
like the
try
high
this
list, the high list, A list.
because you're gonna find yourself out of a job. They're gonna be like, "Oh, you don't want to? Oh, okay. You know, you could pack up. We'll find a replacement.
Mm-hmm.
No worries."
Yeah, reality TV.
Reality check. Reality check. New segment we're working on.
Oh,
Where we,
yeah.
Where we hit y'all with the straight hard topics from the slums.
Reality check. No,
Check.
reality TV stars need to take a page out of A-list actors. You know what I mean? Because these reality TV shows, TV stars be terrible. Like sometimes you be like, I know you acting fake. Like I could see that you're acting. I can tell you're acting. It is not real at all. But the drama is so good. But they do need to take a page because now they're getting a little crazy with these. They're giving anybody a show, just anybody at this point. And there are people who are watching this shit.
Like Darcy and Stacy, right? They got their own
Yes.
show.
Have y'all seen Darcy and Stacey from 90 Day? Was it 90 Day?
90 Day Fiance.
If you haven't, they are two
Ooh.
identical
Identical twins from Connecticut.
Thank you.
They're in their late 40s. Might
No,
be in
late
their
50s, I
yeah,
think
they're
now.
well, when they got on the show, they were late 30s and
Right, so they're
now
probably
in their
40s.
50s.
They're close to 50.
Yeah.
And they're twins and they work in like the fashion world. And
Who
they
knows what
are,
they do.
they're basically plastic, so much plastic in their face, guys. It's
They had a lot of work done on them. BBLs, lip injections, Botox,
both everything. You name it, they've
breast
done
implants.
it. For
all
real.
that stuff.
They have
They look weird now.
Exactly.
I was like, "Ugh."
exactly. And they're basically narcissistic as hell
Yeah.
and crybabies. Old ladies that are
Emotionally
crybabies.
sensitive to any type of critique.
Having old lady
against them.
tantrums,
Yeah.
old lady tear ducts. I mean, you would think that their AARP card is stamped because this is how they be acting.
That, you know, Darcy, she seems like very antagonistic. Like she seems very catty because
Mhm.
she's always like going after Stacy. Like, she just has to like throw a dig at her any chance she can get.
Oh, and they wear the same thing or similar. Like they literally buy the same outfits, the same clothes, so they call each other to make sure they know what the other one's wearing. It's some crazy shit. It's weird. It's weird. I don't understand who gave them a show.
It's
I
like
just don't
that
get
show.
it.
It's like that other show, Smothered,
Oh, that's a
but
creepy ass
with
show. I'm sorry.
sisters.
That's that's another. Yes. No,
Smothered
that's
is wild.
that's
Like
just too creepy.
the trailer to Smothers is crazy in itself because in the trailer they had the 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 mother was in the tub first and she got out and then the daughter got in because she said she likes having the essence of her mother. I was like, yo, this is highly disturbing.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, nothing's wrong with it. Like, there is though. There absolutely is. You shouldn't be
Yeah.
bathing in nobody else's bathwater. That's disgusting. But I mean, I guess you can't really say that because like Asian culture, they do have bath
Shared baths.
shared
but,
baths. So, but it's
this
weird for
might
me.
be beyond cultural.
Yeah, like the
'Cause
moms are
this
just,
is just
too
strange.
they're just too up in their daughter's stuff, and you know there's certain things that you have to be like, yo ma, you acting like creepy, like I'm your lover without the sex, like not, you know, like, and that happens, don't get me wrong, when parents, I think I've seen that also, moms do that with their sons, like when they're don't have a man or a companion, or their significant other one has passed, whatever the case may be, and if they have a son, I've noticed they do treat them like, oh, you're like if they're the man in their life but without the sex. It's just, you just not, it's just the nature of the beast, but the moms
Yeah.
doing it with the daughters is just being like way too creepy for me. And it's not as like, it doesn't come off as like, oh well, I'm close with my daughter. No, it comes off like, yo, you're obsessed and you're
Yeah.
creepy. Like, back
So-
up. She's never gonna have a life.
Never. No.
We just saw the Chris Rock special.
Chris Rock, love you, brother. That was fucking hilarious.
That was a good one.
Insert sound effect. Bomb.
I think it was a really good one for him to do.
Fuego.
And tasteful on how he like hit Will Smith's
He
ass.
slayed him. Finish him. Perfect.
He literally was like, I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you one
I'ma
that'll
give
shut
you
you up
a nice-
forever. Because at the
Six
end of the
piece.
day, you a bitch with your bitch ass wife.
That was some whole shit that he did though. Cause Will Smith is like 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's tall.
He's tall, man. He's picking on a dude like half his size, man. He looked like a little hoe ass nigga. Hoe.
Everybody's expecting Chris Rock to come out like Diary of a Wimpy Kid or something.
Yeah.
Just straight up like,
He waited like
"This
a
is how I
fucking
feel."
assassin.
Right. He was like, nah, I got like, what's that crazy movie Cracked or something?
Crack.
With that Russian dude? Is it Russian? He's like an
Jason
assassin. Yes.
Jason Statham?
Yeah.
His fucking ass.
That's Chris Rock, but he
Does-
just came for Will Smith.
Exactly. These motherfuckers, man, y'all was sleeping on Chris Rock. He was like, Chris Rock, why did Chris Rock not do anything? Listen, man, he's smart.
Hmm.
He waited for the perfect opportunity, man.
Yeah, for real. Not everything needs to be advertised when you want it, how you want it. Shit. You know, sometimes it's good to step away from a like discussion too. You did the right thing in not talking about it, because
Yo, he played it cool, man. Smooth.
motherfuckers
Loved
should
it.
take a lesson or two in
A
that.
lesson, a master class.
For real.
For real, man. But yo, after that whole family, man, they're all messed up. For real.
They are.
Weirdos,
They
man.
are. I mean, I guess
Like,
I don't really know because I don't really follow them much at all. Sometimes I'll be on Facebook and the red table comes up, and I'll
poker
watch it.
face.
But
I see, I told you I'd make you laugh. Alright? There
oh
we go.
man, you're so funny. Um,
Uh,
yeah, it'll
maybe.
pop up, and I'll just be like, I'll watch it depending on who their guest is. But when they do ones together, I'm like, yo, y'all are fucking. Yeah, no, y'all are like loony bins. Y'all need your own area, private area, on an island somewhere. Like,
Exactly, man. Well, as you know, well, my celebrity crush is Christina Ricci
oh,
from you know, Wednesday, Adam's Family. She was in Buffalo '66. She was in the new Adam. They brought it back right
in
in the
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
She was in a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah,
If you
she did a bunch
didn't
of
know
stuff.
her, you're tripping. You must have grown up with her.
Yeah, I always had a crush on her. She was always cute. So, but she wouldn't fit the criteria of
No.
because she's only 43.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
not
She's
that
only a
much.
few years older.
Not that much older than myself. You
Yeah, you young buck over there.
know, young.
You have to find someone
stud.
who's almost 60 damn years old.
But I do have someone else in mind.
Who?
You wouldn't guess it. You wouldn't guess it.
Over 60.
Over 60
What
that
about
I would smash.
Oh no, you wouldn't smash her. I was gonna say Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie's nah. She's a little too. Nah.
Who would it be?
It would be Susan Sarandon.
Get out of town, really?
Yeah.
Why? Not like why, but like I would never have thought of her of all people because
Well,
it's not your type at all. Well,
when I saw her, growing up, she was already in her late 30s, early 40s, and she looked pretty good back then. She's 76 right now, but back then she looked pretty good.
God, is she 76?
76, and she still looks.
She looks. Yeah, she does look good.
Sheesh.
She does look good for her age. Is that
If you're listening to this,
shit.
Susan,
Yeah, what do you have to say to your celebrity
just
crush?
saying,
You was ripped as hell in your 30s and 40s. I
you
smashed.
know, still looking good.
And you
Say
still
it.
looking good. If I could have had a chance, I would have.
You know.
Oh, Susan, come get your man, girl. Come get
You
him.
know.
Dip your toes on the dark side.
Dark chocolates. Macadamians over here.
Look at you talking all suave. I can't do that. If I had to say something to
Pedro?
oh my goodness.
But really to Morris.
To Morris too. And Morris, if you're listening, don't feel bad because I'm like drooling over Pedro. I have a baby now, so it's like he's America's dad. Like I absolutely love him. I just want him forever.
Did you
But-
put that on him, or is that what he's
Someone
known as?
I saw someone on an interview say that he's like America's dad because he played like his I'm not saying that that's the only roles he's played, but
That's what he's
America
known
has
for.
has fallen in love with him now for Mandalorian and The Last of Us, and he's got like that father figure in both of them. So I think she was like, what is it like to be America's dad? She asked him, and then you don't have kids of your own or something like that. And he had, it was something to that effect. And you don't have children. He was just like, yeah, blah But I even love his whole demeanor, his chillness. Like, I just want to sit down with him. If he ever listens to this, I just want to sit down with you for an hour. We can have coffee. We can have a shot. We can have. I don't do tea, but if you want to do tea, we can do tea, a beer, whatever, and just chat. I just want to chat, like in human to human, you know? Now, Morris is different.
Yeah.
Morris, baby, if you listening, not saying I don't want to get to know you. That's not what I'm saying. You're my hall pass. You're my hall pass. Like, you, boo, are all about that sexual tension.
I think we all have hall passes.
Of course we do.
So
I wouldn't
speaking
even.
of that,
You got a hall pass?
Selma Hayek.
Oh,
If
really?
you're ever in my neck of the woods,
Oh, I can see her doing
I'm
things.
just saying,
Talking to you
lady,
in that accent of hers and giving you her
56,
hands. Oh,
still looking good.
she looks good. Who's the
Yeah.
other ones? What about Sofia Vergara? I like her. I think she's hilarious.
She's funny.
Um,
She's cool.
I think she looks great too. Oh, and she macking it with that fine ass guy from the male like stripper movie with Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum.
We're talking about John Cena light.
Oh, I love me some stripper dancing moves. What is Magic Mike? Yeah, Magic Mike. I really, 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 really am in the wrong profession, y'all. Not that I want to be a stripper. Let's not say that. But I'm just saying, like, this whole thing.
Is that what you're advocating?
No, I'm not advocating it. I mean, it's a difference. You guys have to understand. Obviously we all know there's a big difference from female dancers, and not saying that there's not some out there who do it tastefully and beautiful, and you're like, I like that. It's classy. It's sexy. But something about when men take, I don't, maybe I'm a straight girl, so right. But when men would start dancing and they can move those hips and they got that nice B section, oh, it's sexy. Just like men find, the woman's, but it's sexy to me. So I do like to dance because I think music like really gets into sensuality, and I'm envious of those actors. You get to portray so many different roles, like that's so much fun. Like you could learn so many things. I wish I would have gone into that. I would have probably not made it. Hollywood is the damn devil, but
hey, gotta play the game. You gotta play the
Hollywood's
game.
a black hole, man. That's just hard to get into. But when you get in, you're in.
Like Patrice O'Neal said, once you get in the belly of the beast, that's when you get paid $2 million a week, and you're sitting courtside, and you're having dinner with the president, But you got to do a lot of scummy shit to get to the belly.
That's
And the beast can always shit you out.
Exactly.
But don't worry, you can get back in line. It'll take you a while. Bars. But
he said all that.
He did.
He did.
He said that.
Wow, that's good. Rest in peace.
Very profound. So, speaking of that, a lot of stuff has a lot of season finales have been happening.
Actually.
We had The Last of Us just happened. Episode 9?
8, I think.
Episode 8?
Had.
Okay, episode 8. And this episode was nuts. Let me tell you, there was a lot of stuff happening. A lot of stuff. And they set it up perfectly for season 2 to take place. Do we want to delve into that or touch on that a little bit?
Well, I was a little upset that I saw that people were not happy with it. And I guess because I haven't played the video game in full, but I guess there was like this whole thing of like why wasn't there more um infected around, and I
Mm-hmm.
just thought to myself, you have to try to make it as realistic as possible, right? And like in the real game, we dying 50 times within the same infected.
Yeah.
You know, like in real life, and you have to. I think that I enjoyed the fact that their focus was for us to figure out how did this stranger of a man become so connected to Ellie when he didn't know her. You know what I mean? Like he'll ride or die for her, and he'll protect her, and he'll get her to where she's going. That was the whole. You played the game and you knew how the game was supposed to go, but it never tells you how they actually,
Yeah,
you
because
know.
you gotta keep in mind as well, the zombies in The
Mhm.
Last of Us are a lot stronger than your regular just walking. No, these fools run. They got
Right.
special abilities. If you just take one down, that's taking the wind out of you. Like you run into like 10 or 12 of them. There's no way you coming out of that halfway alive.
But when you do think of it, there's not many of them around, right? And there was all this, like I'm playing devil's advocate here because I'm going up against myself. I'm debating with myself now. They didn't have many infected. Like, yeah, we saw a good amount. We had that one horde when Homegirl got died. But honestly and truly, there's more episodes where we don't really see them. There was all this talk about how it was so dangerous of a trip. I barely made it out alive myself. Where were all these infected? Was it just mostly raiders? Is that where they're going with this? Where it's just raiders and. Because he went all
um,
the way and came back.
well, I'm looking at it like at this point in the story,
Mm-hmm.
I think that they haven't really ran into a lot of infected because they haven't like gone further out.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like they're kind of like not in a safe zone or nothing, but it's kind of like, all right, we kind of got an idea of this area over here. It's got some infected spread out, but it's nothing crazy.
Mm.
But if you go 10 miles out of this zone, you could run into 1,000. We don't know.
Right. No one wants to go.
I don't know. That's just
I
my
mean, I feel
theory.
like they did it well. I was kind of upset with the way people were coming at them because I thought it was good. I thought it was nice movement. The only one that was kind of slowing me down was Ellie's back
Yeah, her
story.
backstory was dragging because that whole story could have been wrapped up in about 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't need a full episode to me. They could have like did that story and jumped into something else and
Right.
kept the pacing up, because I said it on the last episode. I said it dragged.
Mm-hmm.
That episode was the weakest one out of the entire season. That was the weakest episode.
Now I didn't know that in the season finale, the actress. First of all, did y'all know that the actress who plays Ellie's mom, the pregnant one in the last episode, is Joan Cusack's daughter? Not
And she
John,
and
but Joan.
and she played as Ellie in the
Right.
in the Last of Us, the video game.
So that was cute that they did that connection. I liked the last episode. I think it's gonna come to bite him in the ass because she asked him
Here's another
to
tip.
tell him the truth. But whatever.
Exactly. It's kind of implied that she knows that Joel is lying,
Right.
but she just wants to believe him anyway. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one,
I thought it
but
was decent. I thought the whole thing, give it out of 5 stars for a first rendition of it. I give it a solid 4. I think it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed all the episodes of story. I get a 4 out of 5 for me.
yeah, yeah, I'll give my rating in a second.
Oh,
Um, I did want to I did want to touch on something. Abby was actually in this final episode as a voice. You know, she was in it because the actress who plays her in the video game, um, she was the nurse. She was the one of the nurses that Joel spares.
gotcha.
So she plays her voice actress in the game. So she was in the episode.
That's cool.
Not as Abby, but as the actress who plays her voice. So nice little tidbit that they threw that in there. And but I think the biggest thing that people were fussing about with the season finale is that they left out a lot of context to why Joel did what he did.
It was implied.
No, apparently that Ellie is not the first operation that they tried. There's been other people who were just like Ellie. So it was in the game. They tell you they've tried 11 times and failed. Ellie was the 12th.
Oh.
So that's why Joel was like, "Wait, what? What are y'all doing?" He probably knows that it's not gonna work. They tried it 11 times, but they were saying that no, we got it. We got to figure it out. We know how we're gonna do it. So then Joel, that's why Joel was like, "Nah, y'all not. That's basically my daughter right there.
Right.
Y'all not going. She's not gonna be the 12th victim, and y'all not gonna, you know what I mean, get it right."
Oh, I didn't get that. I didn't know that was
They
it.
left that out, so it kind of looks like Joel is snapped for no reason.
Yeah.
So, but if you knew that information, you would have been like,
It would have been easier. I just thought it's because he was like, you know what, I don't want to lose her. Because when they said the brain, when he was like, well, that's in the brain, and she was like, yeah, he knew she's gonna die. So I guess that implication, but the fact that would have been a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Because he comes up with that story that she's not the only one. Where it sounds like a lie. Maybe that's why they did it. Because he's not lying. He is telling the truth.
that is implied in the game. So it's not. He's kind of halfway lying, a little.
But not entirely.
Yeah. So his intentions were good. But I think Ellie wouldn't have understood why he did it. You know, I don't think she would have got it right then and there.
No, because
So-
she needs a purpose. She hasn't found it.
Yeah.
That's one.
So for season 1, I give it a 4 as well. 4 out of 5 L's.
Oh.
So speaking of L's, L, which is the shape of a slap. If you look at it like this, it looks like an L. Let's talk about power slap.
This is going to be the section of our final hit. Final hit, we're going to talk about power slap. Because I already know that this conversation is going to go crazy.
Crazy.
Mm.
So season 1 just ended, right? We have
Have we talked about this before?
No, haven't talked about power slap.
We haven't talked about power slap. Okay, so you gotta tell the viewers what it is.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
basically a new. It's basically slapping. You know, two competitors. They stand at the center, usually at around a table or a podium, and they take turns slapping the heck out of each other. last one left standing wins.
It's not. There's rounds to it,
There's
y'all.
rounds, but
And they don't let
um,
them smack them to concussion, but
no,
they,
they got
they
rules in place. It's safe.
but that thing is crazy. Let me tell you, that don't make no sense to me. You got two grown ass men just slapping each other, and some of them are brolic as all hell, looking like Planet of the Apes, like
Well,
just pa 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 pa.
it's it's definitely you definitely need some bravado to step up to the podium and let someone just slap you as hard as they can.
Oh, you think?
You need some balls for that, you
Of
know.
course.
But I was saying to our audience, this has been around for a couple of years now. There's been other divisions in Russia and Canada and in the States all have what do we call this, power slapping competitions. But Dana White of the UFC, he decided to start a power slap, and he's basically looking for the best of the best.
Lord,
The best of
help
the
us, y'all.
best, like my man Asuelu from 90 Day Fiance. The best of the best
He is
athletes from around the world to compete, and this is going to be a new sport that he's trying to build up.
He's gonna keep building because
Building.
I just don't understand how people
It's
gonna
like
want to come
boxing.
and watch. No, it's slapping though.
But it's like
No one's gonna
it's
want to watch
rounds, it's-
someone to slap somebody else. Like,
You don't want to.
no, I want to see that for what?
All right, but think about it this way: you can go. It's like going to an event. It's not just gonna be one or two fights. You're gonna have, it's gonna be like at least five, because they have different weight divisions. You know what I mean? You gotta get, and it's quick. It's gonna be what, 5 minutes. But the thing I love about it is that some of these guys who who are in this competition, characters, man, like Slap Jesus, Michael White.
Oh my god, I can't stand
He's
him.
in the welter. He's in the
First of all,
welterweight.
that name is terrible. Let's start
Slap
with it.
Jesus.
Stop.
It's hilarious,
It's
man.
not. I don't find that funny at all.
He kind of looks like a cracked out, zany Jesus type of dude with the hair and just
all over the place.
all over the place. That's his. That's
Jesus
his
didn't
shtick.
have his hair all over the place.
Nah, but this dude does.
Well, I don't know, y'all. I know that all I know is that he be talking mad crap. He does slap though pretty hard, and he's
pretty hard.
It's usually on the first count, so you don't know when to expect it.
Yeah, let's explain the rules to our listeners. I don't think they quite get this. So basically, in power slap, right? You have it's like a real sport. You got 3 rounds. You can either be the striker or the defender. And if you're the striker, you have to say with what hand you want to slap with, and then you got to say, okay, what count? Is it going to be 1? Is it going to be 2, 3? And you got to announce it, and then you got to slap your opponent right on the face, right on the cheek. So they got rules to this thing here.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, there are rules and stuff, but those
I forgot about stepping. You can't lift your foot up while you're smacking. You can't like twist your hips too much.
Yeah, no, I've already broken it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the road diet, right? Where you're just, what am I talking about?
We're talking about power slap over here.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know what you.
I said on the road diet. I don't know what the hell I was trying to say.